All right, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 45. And last week when I told you that I was going to do an episode on Steven Seagal, well, guess what? I was not lying to you. This one right here, Steven Seagal is hard to kill. Yeah, Hard to Kill, baby. That's the name of this movie. Yeah, 1990, February 1990. That's when this movie came out. And guess what, man? This was not in theaters because, I never seen a Seagal movie in theaters, believe it or not. But yeah, this was my very first Steven Seagal film that me watching, me watching, little boy, me watching little boy. My very first Steven Seagal film ever. I mean, when I said that, back in weeks ago, months ago, I said that Kickboxer was my very first Van Damme film. Hard to Kill, very first Seagal film. So yeah, man, this movie, it's a vengeance story. It's a vengeance, just to simply just put it out there, it's a revenge story, Seagal played this cop named Mason Storm. Yeah, it's a hell of a name for a cop, I tell you that, man. Mason Storm. Yeah, he played this guy, the guy named Mason Storm. And he pretty much cracked down on the mob, corrupt cops, and this senator, Vernon Trent. Vernon. Senator Vernon Trent. Yeah, all these guys tied in, working together. And Storm, he cracks right down on them. He exposes them. He put their asses on camera, especially Trent, since he's a senator. You know, crooked politicians, man. I'm telling you, whether running for senator or whether currently as president, crooked politicians, you know, they get exposed every time. So yeah, but unfortunately this time around, this cost Storm his life, so to speak. So what they thought, but they came at his family. They killed his wife, aimed at his son. They didn't get him though, but I'll get to that a little bit later. They took out Storm. What they thought they did, they took him out, but they didn't off him. They killed his wife, but they didn't off Storm. You know, little boy, their little boy, Storm's son, the other day, he got away. So but yeah, I tell you though, man, yeah, this movie, yeah, this was my introduction, my personal introduction to Steven Seagal films, and this is my I guess you could say this is one of my favorite of his. Not my favorite movie, but my favorite of his. Favorite of Seagal's. So that Marked for Death. Those are the only two I can think of. That was my favorite of his. Yeah, but yeah, I tell you though, yeah, it's a real good picture though. It's a real decent picture. It has a real good story. Like I said, it's a vengeance story. So you know after Mason Storm, got taken out but put into a coma for a good 7 years. He wakes back up. He he gets the mobility back through uh, hard training. You know, and a little bit of Asian healing techniques. So taking the acupuncture right here, a couple in the back, light them up with that incense, and get that meditation going, and he is back. You know, Stick a board in the ground, have it wrapped around in a rope, and get his strength back. Bam! He is back. Running up a long, huge trail that leads up to a mountain, you know, he is back, man. I tell you, Mason Storm, man. That's it. That's the dude, man. Yeah, I tell you, yeah, this was it's fire. This movie is fire. Yeah, this movie is fire. I put it that way because it's like, you know, yeah, Storm. Yeah, yeah, after he comes back, he finds out who pretty much set him up to take the fall. Now you gotta clear his name because that fucking senator, he got him he gotta keep his image nice and fresh. So he gonna say that Storm, try to set Storm up, anything like that. But when Storm gets back, he comes back comes out of that coma, everything like that. He comes and he gonna reclaim his name and clear himself and put the senator down. And when he found out that it was the senator, how did he find out? Senator got that little campaign slogan, "You can take that to the bank." Yeah, he remembered that when he remembered that slogan when he was filming them that night 7 years ago. Yeah, you take that to the bank. I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent, to the blood bank. I'll tell you, man, that was a great part. That was a great part. When he's sitting down on the bed, he's looking over at the TV. TV is off, but he's remembering because when he woke up, he saw the campaign commercial. So yeah, you can take that to the bank. Yeah, was sitting the Trent at that. Yeah, so when he's sitting there, he's looking at TV. He looking at the blank TV. Yeah, he's saying that line. I'll take you to the bank, to the blood bank. It had that music in there that boom, 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 boom. That was so cool though. So cool, man. Still to this day, back then, when I was little, man, that was so cool. But yeah, still to this day, man, it's still so cool. I'll tell you, man. Nostalgic. I really tell you that. I mean, nostalgia. But nah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's just still so cool to this day. Okay, ask anybody that's seen that movie. Ask anybody that know that line. It's still. They'll tell you that it's cool. It's just as cool as it was back then and it is now. So I tell you though, man. Yeah, yeah, this movie though. It's I it's a real good. It's just a it's a real good movie in Seagal's heyday. It's a real good movie in Seagal's heyday. Now I have not seen nothing that he put out recently. The straight to video stuff. I'm not really familiar on those. Some of them I am, but not all of them. Not all of them. And there's a lot of them. Believe me, there's a lot of them. I mean, but yeah, I'll tell you though, hard to kill though. Still, 4 out of 5 for me. That's what I rated. That's what I rated, man. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. It's still that good, man. Still that good to this day. I mean, back in 1990, it was real good. But right now, much better. Still 4 out of 5 though. Yeah, so hard to kill. Yeah, if you're a Seagal fan, then you're gonna love this movie. But if you're an action fan, you're going to like this movie. You know, but still, check this shit out though. Check it out. Check it out again if you have already. Check this shit out though. Hard to kill. One of the one of Seagal's best films. That Above the Law, which was his first one. Um, Marked for Death. And check out for Justice too. That's another good one. So yeah, man, that's my review, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, check that shit out. And while you doing that, before you do that, or after you do that, check out my other shit right here. Subscribe to me right here, and I'll be back next week for another movie review. On what? Really don't know. Maybe I'll go to another planet. Maybe we'll find out. Huh? So yeah, stick around. But in the meantime, in between time, show off.